Hey everybody, Steve Ritter, little Stokes son. Probably wondering, hey Steve, where have you been? I mean, it's been quite a few days since the last video I posted. I took the family up on a little family excursion. We went up to visit some family up north, up in Virginia. So just a quick little trip up there, and took a little break. But today I'm going to make a version of my mother's southern squash casserole. So a big thing of what she did and the way she cooked, it was frugal. I mean, southernfrugal.com, that's her website. It was a lot of what she had left over, trying to use up everything, and that was kind of the way it was back in the hard times, back in the 30s and 40s and 50s, when, you know, and it seems like today, you know, people, there's a lot of waste, you know. I've talked about it a little bit on some of my videos where, you know, kitchen scraps and ends of stuff, I'll either replant them or I'll put them out and let them decompose back along the edge of the woods here behind our house, to add back to the soil, to compost. I'm a big fan of that. So that's a lot of what she did was hey, here's what I have, what can I make with it? So this is a little bit of a variation of that. So I went to the farmer's market, must have been about 3 weeks ago now. It's been a while. And the Ravishing Mrs. Ritter pointed out that I had bought some squash. Had like 4 big old squash, crooked neck squash in there that I was planning to do something with. I love squash. And it's starting to turn on me. So, not turn, but the outside just not as pretty. It was starting to kind of get some blemishes on it and things like that. So it's like that old Far Side cartoon, if you've ever seen it. You know, the guy's opening the fridge and it says when milk goes bad, and it has a carton of milk holding up the vegetables, you know, by gunpoint. It's pretty funny. But anyway, that was a little bit of what that squash was starting to do in our fridge. So I went in last night and I clipped off a little bit of the nasty bits and parts, and I cut it up, and I have the recipe and the directions down below, and on your way down, if you haven't, make sure you hit that big thumbs up, and also subscribe if you haven't already. We'd be glad for you to join the party and see what we have to offer. So I continue to add these videos along with Mom's 1,400 videos that she's done over the years, and I intend to leave those up and everything else. A lot of folks have said that. Don't worry, the plan is to keep this going as long as you guys watch. So I'll add my 2 cents every now and then, add a video or whatever. But this is going to be like that, and I'll have a link to that video at the end of this video. So if you want to pause and go to the end and watch that real quick and see and compare how much better she does it than me. But this will be a little bit different because, again, she uses an onion. I don't have one. The Ravishing Mrs. Ritter and Bella are out right now. You can notice I'm solo now, so they're out right now at the grocery store shopping. I don't have an onion at home, I just realized, so I had to pull up one of my green onions. Now, see this thing, talk about repurposing. See this monster? This is a freakazoid of a green onion. This was one of those green onions you buy you get in the pack at Walmart or whatever, that you know, you don't think twice about. You cut it up to use it in soup or whatever, just a regular green onion. Well, this is what I was talking about before, about the bottom 3 inches I'll cut off. You're going to use the green part anyway. A lot of folks don't use the white part. I do. I like all of it, really. And I planted it out in our little thing, and I have a couple of videos on that showing my little garden around the house. But this thing has been in there, and you see this. I mean, this is just this is a freak of nature, the size of this thing. So I'm going to use this because this is an onion. It tastes like an onion, so I'm going to use this now, and I'm going to chop it up. I'm not going to grate anything like she did. I have a chopper. I'm going to use this chopper here. This is just a Pampered Chef chopper that as you push it, it twists, and I just put it on top and chop it up, saves time. These are great. I love this thing. what else am I doing different? You know, again, leftover stuff. I had, when I bought my vegetables at the farmer's market the last time, and I love this. When you go there and you're buying local, and it's people that care about what they're doing and their customers. Well, they threw a couple of jalapenos in there in the bag. So I'm going to use these as well because I like jalapenos. I like spicy stuff, and I'm going to kind of jazz it up a little bit. You know, in the directions I'll talk about just parboiling. So I cut, like I said, I cut the squash up and I parboiled it last night. Now, what is parboiling? I had to look that up. I knew it was lightly boiling, and I didn't know why. I always thought, well, does that just kill off the bacteria or whatever? Well, it kind of does, but that's not what it's for. It's whenever you're going to cook something like vegetables ahead of time. If you just cut squash up and put it in the pot, it might get done, it might not. A lot of times they'll parboil potatoes, and because it takes so long, and if you're cooking a lot of things together that cook at different rates, you want to kind of help it out a little bit. So parboiling, kind of, it's lightly boiling. There's a French word for it, parboilier or parboilier. I'm not sure exactly what the French word is, even though I speak a little French. But it's been anglicized, that term, which basically means boiling, and then of course it's kind of anglicized, and now is it partial boiling, partly boiling? It's basically you're half boiling something. So you parboil this squash for about 5 to 8 minutes is what Mom said. I did it for about 5 minutes, and it's plenty soft. I even had one. It's delicious. So I love squash. So I'm gonna reset here. I'm gonna kind of get everything together. This is super easy to make. This is Steve proof, so you know it's good. It's easy. If I can do this, you can do it. So chin up and stand by one, and we're gonna come right back. I'm gonna reset the camera because again I'm solo. Normally I'd have Benjamin or Bella, you know, okay, and they're following me around and everything else. Well, I got Mom's old handy dandy camera stand here, so I'm having to use that. So stand by, let me reset. Hey, we're back. All right, so I've got what I did. I chopped that onion up. So Mom's recipe, if you have it, I'd use a whole onion, like a white onion, purple onion, whatever color you like. I used a green onion. I chopped it up, diced it up. Chop it up. It's probably going to be oniony. That's fine. I like big chunks of onion. A carrot, so all I had was baby carrots, so I used about a handful of baby carrots here, and again with my chopper I diced them up real fine, and then I diced up my jalapenos. So again, if you don't like spicy, don't put jalapenos in there. The rest of this is just dumping stuff in. So I've got my squash here, parboiled for about 5 minutes, and this was about 4 good size crooked neck squash is what I cut up. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. Just dump it all in. Makes it kind of nice and easy. I've got a can of cream of mushroom soup, condensed. So don't use the, or you don't add water. So just go with this. This is healthy request, so it's probably not as much salt in this. Okay, so I'm going to add that in there. Not going to put any water in there. And all right, try to get all that we can out of there. Good. And then I've got 8 ounces of sour cream. All of that goes in there too. I don't seem to make very much for lactose intolerant folks. Always have a lot of milk and cream and everything else. So love that sour cream, especially on nachos, man. I like sour cream on nachos. Just really makes it smooths it out, you know. So yeah, so if any of you folks out there that speak French and can parboilier, parboilier, the French term for parboiling. Je désire votre assistance, s'il vous plaît. So I've got I've got, well, the oven's preheating, so I've got it preheating to 350. I got 1 stick of butter, which is a half a cup of butter, and I melted it. And just like in Mom's video, I put it in the microwave to melt it, and it overflowed just like it did in hers. I thought that was kind of funny. So all that goes in there, again, with the dairy, right? And then just kind of mix this a little bit. It's all going to get mixed anyway. In a bit, kind of get this going a little bit. Lots of liquids, lots of soft in there. And then I'm about to add the last thing that we're looking for. Well, next to last thing, I'm going to put a little pepper. Mom didn't put any pepper in hers. A lot of folks asked about that. She was a little sensitive to pepper there, and tried to steer away from it. So, and you know, I find the older I get now. I'm about to have a birthday, by the way. It's coming up. I'll be 52, as you're probably wondering. That was your next question, wasn't it? That I find myself getting a little bit more sensitive to the foods I eat too, you know. So, start watching it, but I'm good so far. But I'll drink a big old glass of sweet tea, and I feel it, you know. I can tell. I don't know. It's kind of like my dad used to, for Renee's kids, he used to come by to visit, and he would stop by Krispy Kreme and get some chocolate-covered donuts, and watch them go into a sugar-induced hissy fit. So this is just a 1 6-ounce box of just any kind of stuffing. So this is cornbread. I saw it. I'm like, nah, I like cornbread. I didn't really want to mess with any of the other kinds, or I think Mom used chicken flavored. So this is just simple cornbread stuffing mix I got from Walmart. And dump it in. Mix it in. I can smell the sage in there. And just get it good and mixed. Of course, that stuffing's going to soak up that liquid that poured off from the squash, and it'll soak up some of the liquid from the sour cream, and just kind of get this good and mixed. And then we're going to put this in a casserole dish, chunk it in the oven, and enjoy later. So let's get this all good and mixed. Find me a casserole dish, and I meant to do that before I came back on the air here. I'll go with this one. I don't think I'll need one this big, but I don't have one any smaller. That is oven safe. So we're going to go with this one. So got myself a little casserole dish. And I don't have any Crisco, which is what you could use. So what I'll do is just do like Mom did, and just put a little dab of oil in there. And now my hands are clean, so just put a little dab of oil in there just to kind of keep it from sticking to the bottom and sides. And I don't know if I have, now you can go a little heavier with the squash, or put a little bit more in there. We'll see how this works out. That's all I had, so I didn't want to go buy any more, and then we'll just kind of dump this in and see how this goes. All this goes in, we'll smooth it out. Ooh, almost had a jailbreak there. Get back in that. Add that in. It's got a nice color. I like with the carrots and the green onions and all, so hopefully it'll have a nice little kick to it with the jalapenos. And just kind of smooth it out. It's probably not going to be real pretty, but well, this worked out real nice. So spread in here nice. Looking good. I want to kind of get it nice and kind of flat so it doesn't look like somebody dropped that out of the back of a truck or something. Now, I'm going to put this in the oven for 350 degrees. I'm going to put it in for for 35 minutes, and then the last 10 minutes, what I'm going to do, Mom says, you know, it's optional, obviously, is you know what I didn't do? I didn't add the pepper. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do this without pepper. So you can add pepper to taste if you like. There's plenty enough salt with the stuffing and with the soup. plenty of salt, so I wouldn't mess with the salt, just like she said. It's better better to add a little salt if you have to afterwards than to have it too salty. So 350, and the last 10 minutes I'm going to put a little shredded cheese on the top so that when I come back it'll be done and we'll try it. So again, like I said, simple, ready to toss in, ready to go, and we'll be right back. All right, so 45 minutes, and the fact that the camera magically moved means Bella's back. Hey, Bella.
Hi.
We missed you.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
I pushed the wrong button. I think I taped a little bit too much. It's very awkward.
What do you mean? Oh.
You're trying to push the buttons and everything else, and I didn't know if this might all be upside down. But okay, 45 minutes. Actually 35 minutes, and then the last 10 minutes, or at 35 minutes, I took it out, sprinkled the top with some shredded cheese, threw it back in for another 10 minutes or so, and let's try this out and see how this turns out. So, nice casserole, nice and soft. So, you want it a little darker on top, you can leave it in a little longer. I think this cooked up real nice, so looks real pretty. So let's try this out here and see how this is. What do you think, Bella? Look pretty good?
Looks good.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get some squash in here too. Nice and hot. Mm-hmm. So again, I'm really tasting the sage and all from the stuffing. So again, the kind of stuffing you use with it is going to change the flavor a little bit on it and everything else. But it's plenty salty. Didn't need any salt. You know, pepper to taste, whatever. But this is a super easy squash casserole. And those of you that grow squash know what I'm talking about, because you run out of ways to cook squash when you live in a place where squash grows really good. Like when we lived in Oklahoma, you don't remember Oklahoma, do you, Bella?
No.
I don't know what it is about Oklahoma or where we were there in Altus, Oklahoma, but you could put a wet stick in the ground and it would grow there in Oklahoma, in that soil there, that river bottom soil or whatever they had around Altus, Oklahoma. But squash and zucchini, I couldn't give it away fast enough. So squash casserole. Another bite. Very good. So again, recipe directions down below. Hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. Did I miss anything, Bella?
Nope.
Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Hi. All right. So we'll see you for the next time, and this is the Colonel signing off, saying over and out.